Jason's Academy, Social Science, Class 7th. Political, Lesson 3, State Government. Hello students, today we are going to start Political, Lesson 3, State Government. In India, the power is divided between the government at the center and the state. Both are independent in their own sphere. The state government has more or less the same structure as that of the central government. It has three organs: the state legislature, the state executive, and the state judiciary. A governor, chief minister, and his council of ministers form the state executive. The state legislature is composed of legislative assembly and legislative council. The state executive function with the help of administrators at the state level. These constitute the secretaries, civil servants, magistrates, etc. at the state and district level within the state. So, we can say that the state government consists of a nominal executive who is the governor, while the real executive is the council of ministers headed by the chief minister who are responsible to the state legislature. Let's start the first topic of this chapter, which is governor. Governor is a person who rules or controls a region or state. And the primary function of the governor is to preserve, protect and defend the constitution and the law as incorporated in his or her oath of office under Article 159 of the Indian Constitution in the administration of the state affairs. Now, let's see what should be the eligibility for the governor. A person should be eligible for the appointment as governor, should be citizen of India and has completed age of 35 years. As Article 157, the governor shall not be a member of the legislature or parliament. He shall not hold any office or profit. He shall be entitled to emoluments and allowance. Let's know what are the executive power of the governor. The governor appoints the chief minister, who enjoys the support of the majority in the state legislative assembly. The governor also appoints the other members of the council of ministers and distributes portfolio to them on the advice of the chief minister. Legislative power of the governor. The governor has the power to reserve certain bills for the president. When the state legislature is not in session and the governor considers it necessary to have a law, then the governor can promulgate ordinances. These ordinances are submitted to the state legislature at its next session. Now, let's understand the judicial power of governor. Power of governor to grant pardons, etc., and to suspend, remit, or commute sentence in certain cases. The governor of a state shall have the power to grant pardons, reprieves, respites, or remissions of punishment, or to suspend, remit, or commute the sentence of any person convicted of any offence against any law. Now, let's see the discretionary power. In a parliamentary or semi-presidential system of a government, a reserve power is a power that may be exercised by the head of state without the approval of another branch of the government. Unlike in a presidential system of government, the head of state is generally constrained by the cabinet or the legislature in the parliamentary system, and most reserve power are usable only in certain exceptional circumstances. In some countries, reserve power go by another name. For instance, the reserve power of the president or Ireland are called discretionary power. Discretionary power of governor. He can impose president's rule. He submits report on his own to the president or on the direction of the president regarding the affairs of the state. He can withhold his assent to a bill and send it to the president for his approval. He does the selection of a chief minister. He dismissals of the ministry. He dissolutions of the legislative assembly. He also advises the President for the proclamation of the emergency. Next topic is Chief Minister and the Council of Ministers. A Chief Minister is an elected, appointed head of government of, in most instances, a sub-national entity, for instance, an administrative subdivision or federal constituent entity. A Chief Minister is appointed by the governor, who also appoints other ministers on the advice of the Chief Minister. The Council of Ministers is collectively responsible to Legislative Assembly of the state. Next topic is appointment of Chief Minister and his Council of Ministers. Following elections of the State Legislative Assembly, Vidhan Sabha, in a state, the state's governor usually invites the party with a majority of seats to form the government. The governor appoints and swears in the Chief Minister, whose councils of ministers are collectively responsible for the assembly. The Chief Minister selects other peoples as minister, and then the governor of the state appoints the Chief Minister and other ministers who are elected by the minister are appointed as the Council of Ministers. Next topic is functions and powers of the Chief Minister. A Chief Minister is understood to be first among equals. They would be the Chief Minister or advisor to the nominal head of their state, the chair of cabinet and leader of the main governing political party in the legislative. The Chief Minister is head of the Council of Ministers. He is also the link between the governor and the Council of Ministers in the following way. He communicates all the decisions of the Council of Ministers to the governor. Now, let's see the next topic, which is functions of State Council of Ministers. Directing government policy and making decisions about national issues. Spending a lot of time discussing current national problems and how this can be solved. Presenting bills, proposed laws from their government departments. Now let's see next topic, which is state legislature. Each state has a legislative assembly. A state legislature that has one house, state legislative assembly, Vidhan Sabha, is a unicameral legislature. A state legislature that has two houses, the state legislative assembly and legislative council, Vidhan Parishad, is a bicameral legislature. Let's see the composition of Legislative Council. The size of this state legislative council cannot be more than 1/3 of the membership of the state legislative assembly. However, its size cannot be less than 40 members. These members elect the chairman and deputy chairman of the state legislative council. 1/3 are elected by the members of local bodies such as municipalities, gram panchayats, Panchayat Samiti and district councils. 1/3 are elected by the members of Legislative Assembly of the state from among the persons who are not member of the state Legislative Assembly. 1/6 are nominated by the governor from persons having knowledge or practical experiences in fields such as literature, science, art, the cooperative movement and social services. 1/12 are elected by the person who are graduates of 3 years standing residing in that state. 1/12 are elected by teachers who had spent at least 3 years in teaching in educational institutions within the state, not lower than secondary schools, including colleges and universities. So this was the composition of Legislative Council. Now let's see the composition of Legislative Assembly. The Legislative Assembly of each state consists of members not more than 500 and not less than 60, according to its population. They are elected directly on the basis of adult suffrage from territorial constituencies. Most of the constituencies are single-membered, but a few are plural-membered also. After each census, the number of seats in Legislative Assembly of each state and division of each state into territorial constituencies is readjusted according to a prescribed manner. Article 332 of the Constitution provides for the reservation of seats in the Assembly of every state for the scheduled castes and tribes on the population basis. Now let's see the power of state legislature. It makes law over subjects mentioned in the state list. The legislature passes the budget. Money bills originate in the Legislative Assembly. MLAs are part of the Electoral College which elects the President of India. Certain constitutional provision in India requires the approval of at least half of the state legislative for amendment. Council of Ministers are collectively responsible to the State Legislative Assembly. Let's see the next topic, which is High Court. High Court refers to the superior court of a country or state. In some countries, it is the highest court. In other, it is positioned lower in the hierarchy of court. A person who presides a judge in such a court may be called High Court judge. Let's see the function of state government. Works carried out in the field of land reform, irrigation, education, water and health indicates that the government over the years have played an important role in solving the problems of people. Let us take the example of land reforms to assess the following attributes of the functioning of the state government. Role played by the government in solving the problem, factors involved in distribution of services or resources, access of certain localities, communities to these resources. Now let's understand next topic, which is Land Acquisition Act. Land acquisition can be defined as the action of the government whereby it acquires land from its owners in order to pursue certain public purpose or for any company. The collector shall, after making his comments, forward it to the central government, whose decision on the matter shall be final. The right to fair compensation and transparency in Land Acquisition, Rehabilitation and Resettlement Act 2013 is an act of Indian Parliament that regulates land acquisition and lays down the procedure and rules for granting compensation, rehabilitation and resettlement of the affected person in India. A government works at local, state and central level. In this chapter, we have discussed the working of government at the state level. Organs of a state government includes state executive, state legislature and state judiciary. Governor is the nominal head and the chief minister is the actual head of a state. Governor appoints the council of ministers on the advice of the chief minister. State legislature consists of Vidhan Sabha and Vidhan Parishad. Members of Vidhan Sabha are called MLAs. There are mainly three attributes of the functioning of a state government: role played by government in solving problem, factor involved in distribution of resources, access of various localities or communities to these resources. So, we have completed this chapter. I hope you all have understood. Thank you.